Time out. I need two reasons I'm going to interrupt my story here. It's time for a gloss, and I also need a filler. Let me explain a gloss. Uh, I'm going to remind you that there's three playlists going on here. There's the story itself, that's called the Pergola Pump Lance. There is the front matter, which is called the front matter to the Pergola Pump, and there is the gloss, which is these series of comments. And I'm to the eighth one now. Each one of those is a playlist. Well, here's the eighth one, and I have some things I want to say, but I also need a filler because I skipped the number 30. So I'm putting this in between 29 and 31 rather than go back and renumber all my chapters. At this point that I'm doing this, I've got 52 chapters. That's what I'm calling these sections of the story told. And there's probably going to be close to 70, I would say, before Lance is over. All right, so I've got stuff to say, and I explained that already. It's time out. I need a filler, and I'm going to the gloss. One thing I want to say is I'm making the final product. I don't know if you realize that. When I do these, that's it. I'm doing a telling, and there it is. I'm not going to be, by doing it this way, I'm skipping the idea of an editor, a publisher, a distributor, some presenter or a packaging or whatever. I'm skipping all that. It's the final product right here. So I want to remind you of that. Another thing, you may have noticed already that there are very many characters. Now, as I say, at the point that I'm doing this gloss right now, I've got 52 chapters there, and a lot of characters. At the spot I'm interrupting, it's 29. There's a lot of characters. It's not going to continue always like that. So many new characters, more and more new characters. That'll level off and die off eventually. And another thing related to that is some of these characters, I bend them back around. I don't know the right terms for what I'm talking about here exactly, but I find a way to use that character that had one purpose, but now I can give him a second purpose or her second. I'm not explaining that well, but I wanted at least to try to mention that. Now, how much load can the story carry? What I mean by that is how much detail, how many ideas, how close can I go to that didacticism of teaching? Is it worth it to go down that alley and explore what's there, or had I better just let that go and keep going with the main story? I'm constantly wrestling with that. I mean, the main story, I know where it's going, I know the whole story, but there are all these nooks and crannies that I can go into. One of the things I like about this genre that I'm using or creating or whatever is you can't speed read it. This is oral. I was always a slow reader. I am a slow reader. And I know so many other people, they can go through a book in no time at all. I don't know how they do it. It's just a mystery to me. I mean, I could skim. I can't even really skim. I basically read at the speed that I would speak it. And that's what I do here. And if you want to know this story, you can't just turn up the speed and I'd yammer along like a chipmunk. No, you have to go at the speed that I tell it. And I rather like that. It may cut my listenership way down or audience way down. I don't know, it suits me. I think I touched on this already. I have some danger of putting too much detail in. There are certain characters, Tatus, for example. I've got to tell you much, much more about Tatus. But how much? And when do I find an opportunity to put that in? And that's true of quite a few of the characters. How much detail? I don't know. And in the timing, do I have to tell what every character is doing of every hour of every day, or not every character, but say the three or four main characters? Well, I've almost been doing that. Uh, you know, the whole book Lamps is going to take place in a period of, I think, 8 days. The whole that whole first book, just a little over a week, uh, and and basically every morning and every afternoon of that week, I've been telling what every character's been doing. Uh, I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but that's the way it's kind of going. All right, it can't be speed read. Yes, I touched on that already. I guess one other thing I want to mention is that hashtags. I'm exploring that. This is all, I'm no computer whiz. I can basically. I'm a what would you call it? A novice. I'm a complete novice with computers, even at my age or because of my age. And hashtags, I don't know if I should use them or not. I barely even understand what they are. But I'm experimenting because Wayne Frost tells me I should, and he's usually right about stuff. I'm trying to learn. I think I'm going to call myself a storyteller because if I go hashtag storyteller, that's probably going to touch on thousands of it. I tried hashtag Pergola pump, and as Wayne pointed out, I got one or zero, one maybe, me. Nobody at all recognizes that. I could also try hashtag cats on the lap. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing there. But I do know that I need this as a filler. I'm going to put it in the list as video 30, and I'm going to put it in the playlist of glosses as gloss number 8.